won the pDAI debate? Baby dolls, I've got a cracker episode here for you today. So, the pDAI debate. What happened and what is it? So, RHMaxi is a Richard Hart believer. He's a PulseChain, what you would call described as like a Richard Hart staunch maxi. As in, whatever Richard says, WarLord Richard, he will follow Richard's teachings and stuff. Also, RHMaxi, he will upload, so he does a lot of stuff for the community, right? He held the PulseChain conference, very appreciative for that, sir, doing great work. I'm just trying to shed light into like where people come from. Okay, it's very interesting. So RHMaxi, he's obviously taken the side that, you know, I guess pDAI is just a meme. It's got no utility. It's never going to do anything. Okay, basically the negative side to it. And he debated Bud. Now, Bud, friends, Bud gets it. Bud is pro pDAI. Bud understands it. This is a very, very lovely debate. He teaches so much. Kind of like it just hurts me after such amazing information dropped by Bud. So much context. You know, we're talking about different flavors of me saying stablecoin supercycle. The world needs a decentralized native stablecoin that doesn't have a blacklist function. We know how everything in the world is going, and we can't make it open and obvious, okay? Just like Bitcoin, how it was created, just to let you know, friends. Bitcoin, you know, Satoshi, when people said, oh, go and tell the world, this is on the Bitcoin talk forums, you can go find it. Someone said, Satoshi, let's go tell the world about your amazing invention. He goes, silence! We're not ready. And that was how Bitcoin was first pumping, okay? I want to show you some of you. You gotta understand this context. If you don't understand this context, you understand nothing. Hal Finney, friends, he's one of the rumored Satoshi creators. He rumored to be Satoshi. Now, some people say it's not him because he sent himself, because he read Satoshi's email from his own place and he opened up. So someone visited his house and he's like, oh, I got an email from Satoshi, but how do you know just didn't email himself? I don't know. Some people say it can't be him, but whatever. Maybe it's a group of people. But Hal Finney, friends. So before Bitcoin just didn't come out of nowhere. Since the 1990s, there were many experiments to use internet and networks to basically liberate mankind and do money. How do we put money on the internet? Because money is just a ledger. So what ends up happening, remember, this is very, very important context for pDAI, okay? And if you're looking at this story, you got to know that before Bitcoin came out, I think maybe 60s, maybe it's early 2000s, someone tried to do a money on the internet. I forgot what it was called, Bcash or B-Money, whatever it was, or something, okay? The government took him to court. The judge put him away in jail for 10 years. Okay, now I forgot the case. I've got the exact numbers. Yeah, he got sentenced to 10 years, man. This is wild. Do you want to know why? We didn't even have crypto yet. We did not even have Bitcoin yet. There's no precedent. The government says, go away. You've gone away for 10 years. So obviously, the US government was like, go down hard on these people now. Hal Finney was at the court when the judge said you're going away in jail for 10 years. And the guy apparently is like a complete injustice. Okay, now Hal Finney outside, he met with the guy who basically just got sentenced. I'm just loosely saying the story, right? And he had a lawyer. Now, the guy went in jail, but the lawyer, I think him or his friend, basically what they remember from that day is Hal approached them and he basically said to them when I think they're walking outside and no one was there. He said, don't worry, next time we do it, we got to do it differently. Yeah. It's awesome. It gives you like this vibe, like, you know, like one of those superhero movies. Like, yeah, next time it's personal. You know what I mean? It gives you like this amazing feeling. Now, this is Hal, man, Hal Finney. So years later, what happens? Boom, Bitcoin drops on the world. No founder, no name, because they learn. They go, whoa, man, if we put our name, they come put us in jail straight away. We can never do that, all right? So you're learning, friends. This has been done by great people before. So when I'm showing you this, see, Bud understands that. Bud knows this, okay? And he's talking from that perspective of like, look, man, we don't have all the answers. We don't know all the answers, but the world needs this thing. And I'm just basically going to hold and we'll see what happens, okay? Now, that's why remember, friends, in a lot of my videos, I've told you why there's even controversy is because Richard Hart, he's not WarLord Richard anymore. Do you remember I made videos tell you it's like Old Testament versus New Testament? And see, this is super, super important for you to know. I've made posts here to show you, right? Look at this. Old Testament versus New Testament. Richard Hart epoch can be separated into Old versus New Testament. Old Testament Richard, one coin, HEX. New Testament Richard, multiple coins, PulseChain, PumpTires, yield farms, pTokens. New Testament Richard even launched PumpTires, a Solana pump fund clone, and made a meme coin too. He has Mo's, there's rumors of Ricky and stuff out here, right? So shout out to the Ricky baby dolls! Blackrock will surely buy you one day, sir. And I've even accompanied this. I've made another recent tweet. I said, if you don't get it, I don't have any time to explain it to you again. PulseChain, Richard Hart, Old Testament, New Testament, right? Look at this post I've made as well, friends. When I tell you highest value content in crypto, we're going to play some Pumpy G music. Friends, non-believers are going to get mocked very hard, okay? When I say highest value content, it's not high, it's not mildly high, it's not deep high, it's not even neck high. It is the highest. You get it? It's interdimensional high. There's no up or down. It just is. You're not getting this anywhere else. You're not. How do I know? I watch them all. They say, oh, you want answers to your questions? Give me $100 a month and come sign up to my Discord. Hey, open your mouth. Stick this foot inside. It's the only foot you'll ever need to stick. Buy my meme coin. I watch them all. Now, it's Old Testament versus New Testament. Look at this. HEX Maxis are strict interpreters of the Old Testament of Richard Hart. In the old one, God is more like a warlord, killing people, sacrifices, aggressive. So from the Bible, yeah, God's like, he always goes, Abraham, sacrifice to me one of your fluffy slippers on the altar. Right? And then Abraham goes, he says, oh, here, take it. And God looks at it and says, I didn't tell you to wear this, did I? Silence! You know what I mean? Like, that's Old Testament stuff, right? And he's like, he strikes him down. Here's thunder. That orange juice, the ice cubes disappear. Now it's warm. So he doesn't know what's going on, right? He's like, God, why are you punishing me? That's WarLord Richard. Smacking everyone around. Follow me. That's literally when you watch Richard Hart stream 2020. That's even what Ivan on Tech remembers. That's what everyone remembers, yeah? When he comes on, you know, look at him. He's pointing. This is my keyboard. He goes, he says, listen, a lot of people are dumb. You need full instructions. You're actually stupid. Don't go to this DeFi. Don't go here. Don't go buy this. Follow me. I'm saving you. I'm saving you. I'm the savior. Okay? It's New Testament now, though. Okay. Now, here's the thing. New Testament Richard exists without pDAI. And I've just told it for you. PumpTires. Right? So forget pDAI. Forget pDAI exists. Okay? I know a lot of people have pDAI derangement syndrome, but I don't really care, dude. It's going to pump without you. Okay? Clearly, it doesn't need you. It's already pumping, right? It's up 2,000% from the gravestone emoji day, April 19th. So obviously, it doesn't need you to go up, right? So Richard Hart now has PumpTires. He literally released a JPEG shitcoin casino, like a red light district. He would never consider that in 2020. Never. Never. He said, one coin, all these things are trash, scams. So, forgetting pTokens, he's already New Testament Richard. Okay? pDAI maxis are believers in the New Testament. God is more forgiving and sends Jesus to teach you love thy neighbor. In the New Testament of Richard Hart, we will see him evolve to say things like, love thy stablecoin. Hehehe. That's me, obviously saying, yes, because friends, I'm long, I want to succeed. Also, funny similarity, the New Testament of Richard Hart has to accept that people have multiple coins now. In the Old Testament, it was only one coin. Go all in on HEX. You see? PulseChain community is currently evolving into the New Testament version with a tug of war right now. As pDAI reaches closer to 10 cents, it will start to become undeniable that we are entering the New Testament phase. I said this last year at 3 cents. It went down. Have I backed down on my statements? Firstly, my statements mean nothing. This is just how I rationalize stuff. And I've got a peanut brain. I've got negative IQ. I don't care. I'm still long. I bought more. There you go. So I don't really give a crap. Here's Mr. Freedom. Bro, this is exactly what's been going on through my head since August 2023. You are awesome. We love you. The Apostle Paul sent to share the good news with the Gentiles. Here we go. Wow, that's awesome, sir. So, you see that? You see? Now, where did this come from? I don't know. I'm here 18 hours a day. This is me. I don't know where it's channeled from. Okay, no one came here and told me this. I have no idea, friends. This is how I describe stuff, right? This is just what came to me. So you can even see, right? Look at this. PulseChain's got PumpTires, yield farms, pTokens. He's got his own chain, multiple coins. Richard was never a multiple coin guy. It was definitely never a meme coin guy. So forgetting the pDAI stuff, it's already happening. That's why I even have this imagery here. Come here, hear the new word of the testament, right? It's interesting, right, when you think about that. Now, the pDAI debate, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing, okay, Old Testament, okay, you're seeing Old Testament on the left and New Testament on the right. See, I've written it here. So old and new, okay? Now, friends, remember, look, I know everybody, I know what it's like, man. See, RHMaxi, you should understand more than everybody else, bro. Anybody who tried to have a conversation with hexagons where it involves hex not surviving as a store of value, if you try to have a convo with anybody about that in 2020 or 2021, they literally, friends, there's no spoonie, okay? They got forky up, okay? Don't make me get forky up. That's what everybody did, okay? They said, if you say one more bad thing, I'm literally going to slit your throat. That's what happened to Erik Wall. Friends, literally, it ended up with Erik Wall. They cut his head off on the sticker. They put his head on a stake, and they made the coffin video dance at the hex at the top, okay? Do you see what I mean? So that's why I tell you, dealing with memes, cults, religions, okay? Trying to become into a religion, but it's like it's bloody and it's vicious at the start, right? Because you need energy. You need energy at the start. Bitcoin is like that, by the way. Cult of Satoshi, right? So now you see this pDAI thing with a new description, okay? I mean, you know what? It really is like the Bible story, because in the Bible, you know, for everyone sitting at home, if you're getting a bit, the story of Jesus comes, okay? And then Jesus was Jewish, yeah? But Jesus was a Jew. So he comes in and he goes to the rabbis and stuff. He goes, hey, guess what? I'm the son of God. There's going to be some changes around here. And they go, blasphemy! Who are you? Yeah, that's the story in the Bible, right? And the Jewish rabbis and the elders, and they literally said, hey, if Jesus, you were really the son of God, you wouldn't come as a carpenter. You wouldn't come looking like a peasant. That's literally what they said. They said, you know, we're expecting something else. You should have come in your Ferrari. Where are the babes? Huh? Maybe you should have been on a first-class private jet here. That's what we're kind of expecting. And by the way, you don't have any shoes. You got like these wooden blocks of sandals. That makes no sense. It's literally, I'm not making funny, but it's having fun. Like, it's literally what it was like, you know? And he's saying, no, this is the new way, you know? And then that's pretty much the story. So we're seeing this repeat. It's like it's fractaling on itself. It's wild. It's wild, okay? Now, here's the thing, right? Let me think. Okay, this is a good thing to think about. Imagine you're a non-human intelligence and you could live for 2,000 years, okay? And you are back in Jesus' time, watching it. And you watch Jesus appear, yeah? And imagine you could see the future. And you're like, hey, if Jesus succeeds, you don't even need him to be the Son of God. You don't even need him to be. You said, if Jesus succeeds, I know the Vatican is going to be really valuable land. So what you do is, 2,000 years ago, remember, you're a Mr. Alien dude, you live for 2,000 plus years. You're like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy land of the Vatican. It's worth nothing compared to what it's going to be in 2,000 years, because you're going long on this network effect of Christianity. It's literally the same thing. You're saying, hey, I don't know if he really is God or not. That's what you could be saying. That you don't even need to know the answer. You're just like, you know what? I see momentum. I see a group. He turned the water into wine, breaking the loaves of bread. You see what I mean? Like all this stuff, and maybe you don't even need. Obviously, when Jesus, after he gets crucified, he comes back and he walks. And I think it was Apostle Thomas. One of them, he goes around and he appears to him. He goes, "Yo, it's me." And then it was one of the apostles. He goes, "I don't believe it's you." And he shows him. He goes, "Hey, see, they poked me." And like he puts his finger into the wound and he like basically gets shocked. He goes, "Oh my God, he's walking." You see what I mean? So that I guess would be our moment. If that happens, the Old Testament people, friends, that would literally be, I guess, Richard Hart, I don't know, doing something on chain where he's like, this is the money for the peg, and it just appears or he comes out and changes something. I don't know. But I'm just trying to draw similarities because this is how we learn, because we have to summarize so much stuff. Okay, and it's worth it. Why? There's freaking 200x upside still here from today if it works out. So the debate is Old Testament versus New Testament. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you. Remember, I gave you the example, friends, of Jesus, whether he's a son of man or God or not, and all that debate with everyone out here. You didn't really need to know. You're in a market. Okay, you're trying to buy low, sell high. Yeah. So whether it is going to peg or do anything out here, that's what I said. I like it. I don't have all the answers. I just have faith. You know, it's kind of like you could literally buy Vatican. You're like, you know what? But what if he's the son of God? What if he really is the messenger? What if he is the Messiah? You know, because everyone back then, what would the prevailing the Jewish structures people saying? They're going 0% chance, and you're like, 0%, huh? You know. You might say, even if there's just a 10% chance, you're like, hey, just watch this guy turn water into wine, and he broke the loaves of bread, fed all those people. You know what I mean? Like, what if there's a 10% chance? This is exactly what it is, man. That's what markets let us do this. Markets let you, you're looking for opportunity. That's what it is, okay? Buying low, selling high. That's what it is. So I hope you're appreciating this story, friends. Old Testament versus New Testament with his debate. And that's why I've even asked this question, right? Who won the debate? Well, it's a bit of a trick question. It doesn't matter what you think is a win or not. It doesn't matter. Like I'm saying to you, it doesn't really matter. I'm just saying, I think the odds of this success, they're higher than 0.5%, which is what he's trading at right now, if the payout is $1. Oh man, we're just never going to get this. This is so unique, so unique. Anyway, look. It's been an interesting turn of events, okay? And here I am. Here's my promised video. No harsh feelings. Remember, we're all practically on the same side, okay? So it's important. So RH Maxi, this is where it gets funny, okay? RH Maxi, sir, I love yous, but you got to admit this is funny. He refused to. He wanted to know, hey, who won the debate? And everyone says, okay, run a poll. He didn't want to run a poll. I love you, bro. And he said, he goes, he doesn't want to run a poll because he feels like pDAI is going to overrepresent in the poll. Mr. Maxi, sir, pDAI is only 8% of the PulseChain ecosystem in market cap. So if you add up the core coins, you add up like 3 billion, okay? You add up around 3 billion. pDAI is only 250 million. So it's less than 10%. Let's say it's just 10%. How is it overrepresented, sir? In fact, it's underrepresented. But it's kind of like he feels maybe deep down if he puts his poll and it doesn't say what he thinks it's gonna say. That's why I'm telling you, man. Hexicans went through the same thing in 2020. History is repeating. It's the same founder. It's the same people. It's the same industry. There's so many elements infused with the fractal of the past. And I'm here going like, whoa. There's so many similarities, man. And that's why a lot of people can't see it. But many people can see it. That's why, pDAI friends, I'm checking his Telegram right now. 7,000 to 600 members plus. And it's new people. Okay, it's New Testament people. So I even have, this is what's funny. Okay, so Maxi, I love you guys, okay? We're on the same team. Let's remember we're on the same team, all right? But Maxi, instead of running a poll, this is this is real. This is real, okay? He asks AI who won. He goes, in case you're wondering who won the pDAI debate, look at this. Key finding, RHMax won by establishing that the burden of proof lies with those claiming utility and not those questioning it. I love this, man. This is the funniest thing ever. They go, hey, I do declare I win. Come on, you gotta admit, it is very entertaining. It's like we're watching a movie and a show, and there's this this part. It's this, man. This is, you're not even making this up, man. Like if you wrote this into a script, you're like, nah, it's not realistic. This is happening, man, right in front of us. And then you're probably wondering, Sammy, what about the replies to this tweet? Can we get opinions from people talking? he stopped the comments. All right, comments are off. Polls don't work for debates because most people answering them are biased. I love you. You guys are so cute, man. Look, remember I've told you so many times. Do you want to be right or do you want to make money? Okay. Now I'm gonna show you, friends. You learn from this stuff. Hey, do you want to be right or do you want to make money? Okay. I don't care about being right. I literally don't care. I'm here to take bets. Okay. Not from a mercenary Solana LA Vape Cabal type of perspective, but can I see value, information asymmetry out there? Can I? Because, friends, if pDAI didn't exist, I'll be honest, maybe I wouldn't care about, does the world need a decentralized native stablecoin? Okay. But we don't live in that world. We live in the world where Richard Hart did make PulseChain. He does care about privacy. There is pDAI. Okay, the world doesn't need a decentralized stablecoin. It's just, the stars have aligned. Okay, I'm not saying, don't confuse people when they might come like, I've been dreaming about a decentralized native stablecoin since I was 4.5 years old, back in 1992, right before I bought my first Bitcoin. You see what I mean? It's not about that. It's information asymmetry. I've come across, because that's what we're trading networks, right? The market's underpricing PulseChain. And that's why, man, I'm just telling you, man, this is just... If this works out, man. So the market is giving PulseChain a 1% chance of survival. And then literally the 6 people left in our trailer trash community, the 6 people left are also giving a 1% survival of a coin on it. I mean, man, the market is literally so wrong, it's not funny. They're wrong about the survival of the chain, and then the 6 people remaining in the chain are wrong with their pricing about... The whole reason why the freaking chain was made in the first place was for pTokens, mind you. This is another cute thing as well. You all love pHEX, right? It's a pToken, bro. Richard Hart said, yeah, I'm making PulseChain for pHEX. It's a pToken. he told you. But you're like, no, but that's pHEX, not the P thing, the P that. Just, look, man. Like I said, I don't have to explain it to you, bro. I'm just telling you that you said it was going to stay at 0 here. And instead, what I decided to do, it ran up 3,000%. Let's actually check it up. From here, it ran up 2,800%, 29x. Okay, here it is. That's 0.5 cents. If it hits 1 cent, God help us, okay? That's like 100x to $1 now. Oh my God. I'm not gonna... Do you know what I mean? Like, if it just keeps going higher, what now? And by the way, the debate, as far as I'm concerned, before even going to like the debate stuff, the debate's already settled. We had Twitter debates here. I did a 1v8 and we did a 2v10, me and Royce and Hart. Okay, look, Richard Hart was fighting it here. It's up, it ran up 550%. Debate settled, there you go. So what was the debate back here? The debate was, I am long and you are not. We'll see you in 3 months. That's the debate. Okay, now obviously I'm having fun, tongue-in-cheek. What I was actually trying to do is try to tell everyone, I go, hey man, I think the market's like really, really, really wrong. I go, remember friends, it's funny. All you guys, friends, remember, I'm coming from a place of friendship, okay? You guys don't know what you sounded like 3 months ago, okay? Don't make me come and embarrass you. I'm not going to come embarrass you, but all your recordings are online, okay? Why? Because you're just talking mad. You were talking mad diarrhea poop about me. So many people sent me you guys said some disgusting things, okay? I had friends and family listening to some of your dribble, okay? And people messaging me like they were really concerned. Really, really, really concerned. Like I said, don't worry, a bunch of losers. Okay, so some of you have to live with yourself, by the way, if you get this wrong. And me, I don't give a crap, right? Firstly, I was pegging my nipples before it went to 0 and after it went to 0. So I don't really care, okay? This is it. I look for stuff like this and I take bets. But this story is so unique and it's so gripping, okay? And it's a cult within a cult. And there's so many elements, and it's a blue ocean area because there's no sharks here. All the sharks are in LA Vape Cabal land in Solana. It's literally like it's telling you, look, not financial advice. It's just telling me, hey man, you can just keep buying this free until the market wakes up one day. So after seeing all that, you got to admit, it is pretty funny. It's like I declare myself the winner. Oh man, I love it. I hope is someone going to make a movie of this? Maybe they are filming a movie, friends. Maybe the highest of stakes is being filmed right now. Number 2. Well, would we call it though? The tightest of pegs. That'd be funny. So here's I'm going to show you something. So with RH Maxi, they're just debating like, oh, but what's the debate? Oh, but pDAI has no utility and all these, all the utility stuff out here. And I'm, guys, let's be honest, okay? You are saying pDAI has no utility, but with the same breath, you say this chart is a store of value. Okay, this is HEX. So this is it, man. You're telling me, okay, it's down 99.2%. Yeah, it's EHEX. Okay, with pHEX, it's still down 99%. 98%, yeah? And you're down that much against Bitcoin, by the way. So, and by the way, friends, like I'm telling you, I'm still long HEX. I think it's going to come back, okay? Yes. I'm long all of them. I'll have all the core coins, okay? I'm just saying to you, it's not about what I think. I'm telling you, dude, save your breath, bro. Like, you are literally defending this chart, bro. It's literally down after 4 years. 4 years, friends. Literally, September 2021, you go to 22, 23, 24, we're in 25. It's literally been 4 years. It's down 99.3%. You know, like, friends, you gotta admit, you gotta show, okay, you have more money if you held Luna token and got the airdrop than you are holding HEX. Do you know that? Do you know that? I'm not making that up. We're literally lower than Luna. I'm not joking. Okay, it's true. If you held Luna, they gave you an airdrop. You're down 98%. So I think Rand Crypto Banter, he had 100 million in Luna. He had about 2 million, right? But he rotated and he added it to Soy, and they did like a 20x from like, $15 or whatever it is. So this is back in 2022. Yeah. So it's actually HEX is down lower. Now, of course, you might say, oh, but no, there's a bit of inflation and stuff out here. But the thing is, let's be honest, man. Why are we even in the same sentence as Luna? And then to get a bigger kick in the nuts, you have more money if you lost money on FTX and you just got your claw back. You actually have more money than by holding HEX. I'm not joking. I'm literally not joking. Because you got back your money. HEX was 3 cents back then. In November 2022. So on the day of FTX going down, HEX was 3 cents. Combined HEX today, what is it, like 1 cent? So you get back your money. You got to admit it's funny because it is funny. Look, I'm long. This is cheap. I know it's cheap. Yeah, it's been a long, gruesome cycle. I'm just trying to show you guys, you gotta be just a bit more humble. However, with the same breath, I gotta tell you, I don't want you to change. I love you like this. This is the funniest thing. It's because it's strong. It's a true. It has potential to be a neo-religion, man. Right? We're in the cult category. They're just bending space, time, and reality. I'm like, bro, like you see what I'm talking about, right? I'm like, hey, you're calling my coin a meme. It's our coin. You're calling my coin a meme. Habib, we're down 99% after 4 years, and you're saying it's a store of value. Like, what's the meme here? Oh, man, I love you. I've got to repeat, okay? I'm still long, still believe. There's been a long bear market. I'm just... I love you. Okay. So, it's negative value story. I love you, man. You got to learn to laugh. You got to learn to laugh, and we are going to make it, okay? Now, I'm just going to show you, this has happened before in the past. Right. Now, I am wearing a Jigglypuff hat, and we are going to play some angel music as a bit of an interlude over here. Let's talk about Bitcoin. People called Bitcoin effectively a meme back in 2010 to 2013. Okay, do you want me to show you the price? Let's go here, friends. Back when actually Richard Hart started buying and minting, okay? So... here, people saying Bitcoin's a meme. Back here, it was 1 cent. Then it went to $1.50. When Richard Hart bought it, it was $30. They kept calling it. Basically, they didn't even say the word meme didn't exist for financial stuff back then. They said it's used for money laundering, for terror heists, if you know what I mean. They're used by the cartel, right? That's what they were all using. Oh, Silk Road, drugs. You know what I mean? That's what pretty much everyone said. Effectively saying you have no utility. You're just used for illicit junk. Now, there were people who bought and held, though. Why? Because people who believe Visionaries. Richard Hart was one of them, by the way, the founder of PulseChain. You had Andreas Antonopoulos. You had Da Vinci J15 back then as well. You had Trace Meyer, Roger Ver. Yeah, what were they saying? Max Kaiser, they were saying, this could be a store of value. Now, why do they call it a store of value, Bitcoin? Because its price went up. And they go, oh, this is amazing technology. That's why. And let me explain to you. Bitcoin does absolutely nothing today that it didn't do back 15 years ago. It literally does the same thing. It ticks, it has halvening, it does the same crap. Doesn't do anything. It takes you 4 hours to send money or whatever, right? So what changed? What actually changed is it got older, so time progressed, and new players with long-term mindset believe in it. They've bought it. They've given it attention. Who are those new players? Blackrock, US government. All right. Now you got an ETF. Yeah. And you got Michael Saylor. So you could say, like Bitcoin, it does nothing different. Okay. But now the government and Blackrock are in. They're just new players who own it. Okay. And I'm trying to say to you, all right, well, what if the prophecies are true? What if Richard Hart, rumored billionaire, starts to like pDAI in the future? Okay. Now, I'm not saying I don't know anything. Okay. Just saying you've missed out on a long. That's it. I'm not even saying you've won the debate or you've lost it. I'm just saying you missed out on a long. Yeah. Because that's why I say, you're here to, do you want to be right or do you want to make money? So this is the thing, right? But by the way, friends, let me tell you something, okay? You know, if pDAI was 98 cents today, it was 98 cents. And Richard Hart has not admitted or said anything. You don't know where the collateral is going to come from. I would say it's too expensive, in my opinion, just guessing. Because I'm like, hey, I have no idea how this thing is ever going to progress. It's 98 cents. The founder still technically hates it. I'm like, oh, cool. Like 98 cents for all these unknowns, and you're basically near $1. Not worth holding. You're risking 98 units to make 2. That's not asymmetric anymore. That's skewed. That's inverse asymmetric. It's not asymmetric upside. That's asymmetric downside. Yeah, it's tail end risk. Yeah. But we don't live in that world. It's not 98 cents. It's 0.5. Get it? So look at this. The code nor the utility of Bitcoin, it didn't change. It's only that someone took interest in it and decided not to sell. BlackRock, US government, Michael Chad Saylor. So even I chime in and I say, if you were to ask AI, artificial intelligence, if you were to ask it about Bitcoin back in 2013, what do you think it's going to tell you? Hey, this is a store of value. Definitely get long. No, it's not going to say that. It's going to say no utility, no store of value. It's too volatile. Can't be used anywhere. You can't buy a cup of coffee. Governments don't like it. It's being banned. That's what it would say. They were all true back then. They were all true. They say, oh, you don't even know who the founder is. It's been unproven. It's not, in 2013, it's only been around for 4 years. You can't say, oh, it's been around for 30 years. There's no bugs. By the way, it had 2 inflation bugs. How do we know that? Richard Fart told us that. The guy used to live on top of a sandwich shop. Okay? So that's why you got to be a visionary with this stuff if you want to make it. Yeah. If you can see something further than what the market can see, you know these things are temporary. You don't really know. You're just guessing, bro. That's why. But if you keep looking for cheap stuff, you win eventually. Okay. So if you were to buy Bitcoin back in 2013, you've made 400x. So from about $240, you bought the top of the first wave, by the way. Yeah, it's up 400x. What a nice, handsome sum. And by the way, it doesn't do anything different today still. Check this out. This is the pDAI chart. So it's either going to do green or red. Green to the ping pong land or red to 0. Luckily for me, I have some information here from the chart. It already did go to 0 2 times. Survived. And if you survive a shotgun blast to the face 2 times, okay, I'm going to think that whatever is being shot at is going to survive the 3rd time. That's what I think. If there is a 3rd time, maybe they're out of bullets. Let's see. In a nutshell, the pDAI debate was basically this. So this is RH Maxi. Can you tell me exactly how Richard is going to peg it? Bud, I don't know. And then RH. Okay, I'm not going to buy any then. The debate is over. Okay, I just paraphrase. There you go. It's an hour and a half. They don't exactly say that. But that's pretty much it. Like I'm watching. I'm like, man, this is literally the debate. You have questions and you want specific answers. How's it going to happen? You're not going to get it, bro. If I could give you that, it would be priced in. If I could honestly tell you, this is how it would peg. It's been done before. Justin Sun's done it. And Brad Garlic Breath has done it, right? And someone else has done it. The market would know this, man. And it would price it in. It wouldn't be down this low. But it's never been done before. Just like buying early Bitcoin, right? Or maybe not. Maybe it just goes to zero again. So the debate we had for pDAI, it was already done 3 months ago. And then the price went up 1,000%, 11x. So price, friends, eventually just tells the story. And these debates, they're just practically fugazi. But I know they are fun, man. You look, I get it, man. I like it too. I like seeing people fight for my bags, man. I love it. That's why I used to watch Richard Hart. He defended against Peter Schiff. Remember when HEX was, dare I say, was down at... Here's the thing, friends. Here's another thing as well, by the way. Everyone knows that Richard Hart, he defeated Uncle Peter Schiff in a debate. We all know it. Okay, this is it. Wow, it's right here. 3 years ago. This was Q1 of 2022. Okay? And friends, even Richard got out a chart. Do you remember at the chart? He gets out this piece of paper. Here it is. See the piece of paper? This is the price of gold. He goes, it's been going nowhere. So Richard destroyed him. Richard destroyed him in the debate. Okay? Doesn't matter though. I ask you, does it matter when you are seeing... Let me just show you the price. Back then, I'm looking at it. Yeah, the price was about... Where was it? It was like here. 23 cents. Something here, right? It's like, hey, Richard wins. You win the debate. Okay, you're down 98% anyway. Get it? So this is what we're trying to do here. Now, obviously, if you're sitting at home, you all get it. Okay, if you're not a WarLord, most of you aren't WarLord Richard Maxis. Why? Because it's only a short window of time that people actually came in and made money. See, why people love WarLord Richard is just, firstly, it's in their character type. They love Daddy Richard. They just responded to that, and they saw their portfolios go up with it. Yeah. Have you noticed? Actually, you don't have to notice. Okay, go ask. Go look at all the pDAI people. They bought HEX at the top. Go talk to them. And then they go ask him, go speak. Most of them, they're like, hey, I like the dude. I've just never made a single dime off him. And then I buy the thing he says is a freaking scam and it goes up. So they're trained masters of psyops. And look, I'm here to tell you, I think it's by design. That's why I tell you, hey man, maybe he's made the game like this. Maybe he's like, hey, you Hexicans, cultists, you're always going to be there. Thank you. Okay? I've got to evolve the game now. I need people to defend the city when I'm gone. You know, friends, I love all of you, okay? But we all know, let's be honest, okay? If Richard, he deletes his Twitter tomorrow and he says, I'm taking a break for a year. I'm sick of crypto for a bit. You think the pDAI people are going to leave? Nope. I guarantee you they're not going to leave. And Richard, if you're listening, do it. I dare you to do it, okay? But we don't do it. It's going to be scary. I'm not leaving. They're not leaving either. I'll tell you who's going to leave. The Richard Hart Maxis. Of course he's going to leave. Of course he's going to leave. He's gone. You're here for him. See, friends, most of you, you're not playing this game. You're playing the game of, okay, all you can afford is a sandwich and you're trying to retire. Richard retired 20 years ago, dude. He's in the game of how do I live longer and how do I become so great and glorified that my ideas and what I've built, this big city on the internet, how does it last beyond my lifetime? How do I really place my footprint on this world? That's the game he's thinking about. You know what I mean? You and I, we're not playing that game, friends. You've got a ham and cheese sandwich and you're like, you know what, man, one day I'll be able to afford lettuce. That's the game most people are playing. They're like, I just don't want to work with someone else. It's a different game, man. He's playing a totally different game. That's why there's 7-dimensional chess. You know, friends, Richard, Uncle Peter Schiff, okay? Uncle Peter Schiff, he debated everyone for 5 years about how Bitcoin won't store any value. He's like, Bitcoin can't store any value. You know, interesting? I've told you this many times. You know the very first debate I ever saw about crypto was, here it is. I found it. Erik Voorhees and Peter Schiff. I think this is it. Is Bitcoin the future of money?
Bitcoin possesses all.
I think this is it. Okay. Maybe this is actually it, friends. This is another one. I found it. This is it. Erik Voorhees is somewhere here. So here they are, right? Here they are. I think that's Erik Voorhees. Now, yeah, man. This, friends, it was literally like, you know, in the superhero movie, that's literally like you're walking by the street and Spider-Man comes and he saves that, you know, the hot redhead girl from the building, right? Comes out, injects her with some spider web and then just makes off. And you're like, oh, I just watched a superhero do something amazing. Yeah, it's like a sports child. Like, you're just like watching NFL, like you're watching Jordan, like just go from zero to hero and just like, you know, take out the championship. That's what it was. Because I was watching, they always start with Peter Schiff. He's like, yeah, can't store value down 85%. No one ever wants it. That's what he kept saying. And every single topic, Erik Voorhees was saying, you know, answer A, answer B. He's like, yeah, we can store value, you know? Uncle Peter should be like, no one's ever going to use it. And then Erik Voorhees would be like, you know what? This is the path of a store of value. First, nobody uses it because it's so valuable. You don't want to spend it. And I'd hear him go, I'm like, whoa! I've never heard people talk like that before. And then Uncle Peter Schiff would be like, it's too volatile. And then Erik Voorhees would come out again like a superhero. And he would say, the volatility is the US dollar being printed. It's not to do with Bitcoin. It's a fugazi. Bitcoin doesn't change. Bitcoin's blocks keep ticking. And I'm like, whoa! My mind was just blowing at how much this Uncle Peter Schiff, my favorite uncle, getting eviscerated. He just shredded, friends, in real life, okay? And Uncle Peter Schiff is like, nah, I don't get it. And then Erik Voorhees would be like, you know what? You said the same thing 4 years ago, brother. And Bitcoin had just hit $20,000 like 6 months before that. He's like, guess what? You said the same thing at $200. It's up 100x more. More mind explosions, you know? And then every time Uncle Peter Schiff, you try to get him, he'll say something like, you know, it's too volatile, it's not works. How are they going to get it on there? And then Erik Voorhees would come out and be like, you know, this is the path of a believer, the path of a store of value. People must trust. People learn. People adapt. This was my first debate watching, and I'm like, oh, you know, I want to see that. Maybe, friends, you know, if pDAI makes it, people are going to come back and be like, hey, maybe I was that guy. Actually, a lot of you actually said that. But, you know, I don't want to count the chickens before they've hatched, right? So, at the end of the day, man, we come back to the same conclusion. I tell you, do you want to be right? Do you want to make money? That's it. I think the odds are wrong. That's it. I think the odds, well, you know, maybe the odds are right based off today. I just don't think the odds are going to stay this low and this bad forever, right? And by the way, I said that 3 months ago, the odds have improved. I think they're going to keep improving. That's it. Okay, you don't like it? Okay, stay sidelined. I don't care. Okay? The price chart's going to tell a story between now and December, and I am here for the ride. I want PulseChain core coins to pump. pDAI, PWBTC, and everything else, I want them to pump too. So, you get to see, friends. It's who won the debate? What's going on, right? You have answers, man. You have questions. I don't have all the answers. I'll never have all the answers, bro. You know who has all the answers? Richard. But then, like, we come back, we circle around. I go, okay, tell me again why HEX is going to $1. Why is it going to $1? What's your argument? Oh, it's the greatest store of value. No, it's not. It's down. Bro, who are you kidding, dude? We're down 99% after 4 years, okay? So what's your answer? Richard's going to pump it. How do you know? Did he tell you? Did he tell you? He didn't tell you. Okay. Oh, you think he's going to pump it? Okay. Now we're in the world of thinking. Now that means probabilities. What's the probability he's going to pump it? What's he relying on? Is he relying on Ethereum? Okay. How high does Ethereum have to go? You might say, oh, Ethereum has to go to 10 grand. Okay. So now your payout of HEX being $1, firstly, you have the probability that Richard doesn't pump it. Number one. Number two, you need Ethereum to be a certain price. So now you have to multiply that by the probability that Ethereum just hits $10,000 this cycle. What if it hits at 7K? And what if he misses the top and the next stop is 75% down? We're trapped another 4 years. You see, so what I'm basically doing, friends, is I'm showing everyone and you, when we're locked into one thing, you know, because you're comfortable with the odds, okay, it's very easy to think that it's a sure thing in your mind. But no, it's not sure. It's just you're comfortable with the odds. Okay, you're flipping a coin still. Okay, see, this is the thing. No matter what coin anybody's in, no one ever thinks they're flipping a coin. No one. XRP Army. Is this thing going to $10,000? Absolutely. The US Fed will buy $9 trillion of XRP. See what I mean? Like, it's not what are the odds of that, bro? You know what I mean? Never been done before. And they'll be like, 95%. You know, not 100%, just 95%. You see, we're all dealing with the world of uncertainty. Okay. But this is what makes markets interesting. The bigger the opportunity, the bigger the question marks. And we don't like that. We don't like that fear. We've never been here before. I got nothing to relate it to, you know? But that's why, friends, what I'm actually doing, man, if this works out, dude, you're never getting this again. Who the hell comes out, has a thesis for why something is this phenomenally huge? Friends, this is literally roaring kitty GameStop stuff. This is like once a generation stuff. And by the way, it really is once a generation. Who made the thesis that Bitcoin was going to go to trillions of dollars of value? Back then, just no one believed. Very few people. Okay? So they're out there, but like, do we take it or not? And by the way, you don't get them all right either. People have big theses for stuff out too, right? So hope you enjoy that, friends. When we're looking at this, we're looking at it. Look, it's literally once again up or down, up or down. You know, stablecoin super cycle, all these things coming out. And no, you didn't even need to know the story, dude. Went to zero twice. Is he gonna go to zero again? I don't know, but I'm along for the ride. Like, subscribe, belly button, all. Catch you soon.